Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's do a complete beginner's guide to Supermarket Simulator here in early access. Now, I'm going to be talking about the version that is currently live in July of 2024, and we're going to just make a brand new game so that you can follow along, play along, and see if this is the kind of game that you want to play. Or if you've purchased a game and you're not quite sure how to play, this will explain everything in a step-by-step fashion as it emerges in the game. Now, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not going to show you the quickest way to min-max and make money, hand over fist right from the very beginning, but rather I'm going to explain the controls, the UI, some things that I didn't know as I first started playing and only found either from getting tips from others during streaming or on comments or just through my own trial and error to help make your life easier as you get into the game. This is a super fun game, and there are, as it's early access, some things that aren't quite clear, and hopefully this guide will clear those up for us. All right, let's start a new game. Now, when you do start a new game, it's going to say, if you have a save file, you can only have one currently, so this will erase your previous save. So do not do this unless you're okay with erasing your previous save. Now, you can become okay by doing that by going into your save file where it's located on your computer, copying it, tucking that away into a new folder, which is what I did, and then I'll make a new save. And if I want to resume my save file, I'll just put those files away and replace the save file with my old save file. It's a little bit cumbersome, but it definitely works. There's some stuff on the Steam community Discord and the message boards for this game on how to do that and where to locate the file if you're interested. So I'm just going to say yes. And it says, welcome to Supermarket Simulator. You'll start with a small store and grow to an awesome supermarket. Start by purchasing goods to sell and place them onto the shelves. Don't forget to set the prices with a profit to avoid bankruptcy. Have fun. Okay, so the game doesn't do much explanation at the very beginning. It gives you some guided quests to do to help explain things, and I'm going to supplement that as we go. So first of all, I'm playing on PC using a mouse and keyboard, so you can move around using WASD, and you have a whole neighborhood that doesn't do much. It's just kind of cool. It adds flavor. And here's your shop right here. You can see it's pretty small on the inside. Now, this is super important to pay attention to. You see where it says storage? This can become your storage later in the game if you buy it, and that's where it's located. So we'll just kind of keep our, that in our memory, but we won't have enough money to buy that for some time. Now, we go into our shop, and you can walk through, and you see we have two shelves to store items. This locked door, we cannot open this now. It'll be quite some time before we can. Eventually, if we spend enough money, this will connect to that exterior storage so we can access it from our shop, but that's going to take a bit. Here is our cash register, and here is our computer terminal where we will do quite a few things, order our food, take care of management issues, etc. Now, you can use this light switch to turn the lights on and off. I actually find that it's bright enough in the daytime without the lights on. So I kind of keep them off and turn them on later at night. There are bills that you have to pay. I don't know if turning the lights off during the day actually saves money on the bill. I think it's just prorated based on the size of your shop. But I like to just be energy efficient and have natural lighting. Now, another thing I want to tell you is you see in the upper right corner, let's talk about the UI. We have $50 to start with, not very much money. The bar to the left of the money that you see there is your store level. Pretty much all of your actions, selling things to customers, buying things online, gives you store points if you do them properly. Usually 5 store points at a time for a successful encounter. And as your store level raises, you'll have access to more functionality, more products, more things that you can buy, etc. So you definitely want to be raising that, and that just comes naturally over time. Now, below the $50 in the upper right, you see how it says it's 8 a.m.? One of the things I love about this game is time does not move until you open your store. So you don't have to rush. You don't have to be panicked trying to get everything set. You can take this time before you open your store to fully stock your shelves, do any kind of managerial work you want to do, and then open when you're ready. So we can just take our time and explain things as we go. Now, you notice how if I look at this shelf, it outlines in green? On the left of the screen, you will usually see the mouse interactions that are capable for something and any keyboard commands that you can use associated with that item to do an action. So I can actually move this shelf by holding left click until that wheel appears, and then now I can just pick this shelf up and put it wherever I want. You see in the middle left of the screen, it tells you can rotate it with the mouse wheel. You can box it up if you want by pushing C, and then when you're ready, you can drop it down with left click. Now, the white outline indicates the boundary of this, like people need to be able to get to it, so they need space in front. And if you want, you could like move it really, really close to the other shelf to leave no space in between if you choose, and that's fine. We only have 2, and we're not going to be buying any more for a bit. I believe they're $200 a piece. They're kind of expensive for now, but 2 is plenty for what we need. You can put them anywhere in the store that you want, as long as the guests can get to them, your customers. And you can also move your cashier station, and you can move this computer. Anything that's like in green and it gives you the carry hold icon, you can move it. I like the default layout. I'm totally fine with it, so I'm going to leave it as is. Now, you see this yellow message box up here. This is telling you that the tutorial wants us to go there, as you see in the upper left. Order goods by using your computer. So just, if you hold left click, you'll pick this up. But if you just single left click, you'll interact with it. You'll kind of zoom in on the computer. You can see the date and time in the bottom right. And you have 3 things you can do: market, management, and bank. So what we want to do is go to the market, and this is where we can buy goods. Now, at first, we only have access to these 6 types of goods: cereal, sliced bread, flour, oil, pasta, and powdered sugar. So let's talk about what's going on with each of these items. First of all, we're only buying 1 at a time, but you can buy more if you toggle the amount. Now, I will tell you, if you toggle the amount up or down, it stays that way until you set it back to 1. So sometimes if you put it to 2 and then you buy 2, the next time you come here, it's going to be 2, and if you click add to cart, you will buy 2 cereal, which you might not intend to do. So I generally just keep it at 1, but it's up to you. You can see right here, I'm just going to talk about the cereal itself for now. It says display and shelf. That means if I get this, I can display it on my shelf. There are other things like fridge if it needs to go into a cooler, for example, but we don't have any access to anything that needs to be refrigerated. It tells you what the total cost of this purchase will be. It's going to be $35.88. It comes in a box, as you can see here, that has 12 cereal boxes, and the unit price is $2.99 per item. That's how we get to this $35.88. Now, this is not the price that we will mark up this item to make a profit. This is like what we pay at wholesale to get this item. So, as we look at this screen, we want to buy everything. Whatever you have available to buy for your store. So right now it's just these 6 things. This is what customers can come in looking for and they want. So you can have customers that are upset if you do not have an item that they're looking for. So you generally want to try to keep everything that you have in stock. And that being said, as you can see, I won't be able to actually afford that right now because the cereal is $35 and I only have $50. So what I can do, though, is I can buy bread, 1, buy flour, 2, buy oil, buy pasta, and that's it. So what I'm doing is buying 4 of the items to get some diversity, and then once I make money, I can order powdered sugar and cereal later. You can order items at any time during the day, provided it's before 9 p.m. They close at 9 p.m. And when you order stuff, it is shipped instantly. It's hilarious. It just drops out on the sidewalk by the trash can instantly for you to get. So throughout the day, you might need to make some orders, you can always come back here to the market and get stuff. Now, all of these items have gone up into the cart. You can see in the upper right, there's 4 items as the badge indicates, and the total, $44.12, is how much my items are going to cost. Now, this does not include, I don't think, let me click on this, all of the shipping fees, so it's actually $48.12. So you might not be able to afford what you get. Shipping fluctuates. The cheapest I've seen it is $2, and then depending on how many things you order, it goes up. And so we're getting 4 items for $4. That's just fine. It'll leave us with $1.88 left, but that's okay. Now, I want to point out some other things that you can do here. You can actually go to Furniture and the tabs on this light blue ribbon up top. This is where you buy more shelves and refrigerators and things to go into your store. You can go paints, but we don't have this right now because our store level is too low. And you could change the flooring, but again, we need to raise our store level to get access to do that. Now, if you're done with the market, I'm going to click on this, and I'm actually going to just click. So I clicked on the shopping cart. You can see our cart, and I'm going to just purchase these items. Now, you see I got 8 store points for purchasing those items, so it looked like 2 store points for each item purchased, and our bar filled up in the upper right. You could see right there just a little bit by buying those items. Our money is instantly transferred, and we'll go get the items in a second. But I'm going to click this red X up here to close this because there's other things we could do here. Now, there's not really a lot that's important to us at the moment, but we could click on Management and just get a feel for some of the choices that are here. These licenses are what allows you to sell different products. So, for example, this cheapest one, we need to be store level 3, and we need to have $200. And if we do, then we can sell some things like bottled water, cheese, coffee, eggs, milk, and tea. The Bills tab shows bills, but at the beginning of the game, they don't give you any bills or rent that you have to pay. I think you have a few days before this kicks in, maybe 1 or 2. Then growth is how you expand your store, make it larger. Hiring is for hiring employees to either run the cashier or restock the shelves. You can have both of them. They have an initial hiring cost and a daily amount that you have to pay them. And then there are store level requirements, as well as, for example, the cashier requires you to have done 200 checkouts before you can hire a cashier to automate running the cashier station. Then there's storage, which is what we looked at outside. It's $800 to purchase access to that room. And then there's customization, which we can't get to at the moment. And then there's the bank. In here, you can take loans or check out your payments. Now, I don't recommend taking a loan because, as you can see, if I take out $750, then every day I have to pay $57.50, and it's going to cost me $862 in the long run to do this. You can do this, of course, if you want. I just generally don't like paying people interest. But if you want to just, kickstart your career and move faster, go for it. Take a loan. I'm not going to. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to then push Escape to go out of the computer, and we can walk out front. Now, you can hold Shift to run. You don't have any stamina, so you can do this whenever you want, and you can even jump with Spacebar if you want to. Now, you see here, these are all the boxes that we ordered. They come stacked up. If you order too many, they try to stack, and they'll fall over. It doesn't matter. It's fine. I'm going to left-click and pick up the first box. And you can see the item on the top of the box. It's the pasta. If I left-click again, I can open it up. Now, you can push G, and it turns green, so you can set it down. If it's red, you can't put it there. Green, you could set it down if you want. Or you could push Escape to cancel, pick it back up. You could push R to throw it, okay, if you want to throw it across the room for some reason, but I don't really want to do that. Now, I have all of my pasta in the box, and I'm going to, as it says in the upper left, place the products onto the shelf. So I'm just going to pick a spot, like right here, and I'm going to left-click, and it just bounces out. It faces immediately. Now, you can repeatedly left-click, or you can just hold left-click to put them all out right there on the shelf. And now I have an empty box. Now, I'm actually going to hold onto this box because I want to explain something to you about how the game works. Now, later they might change this, but for now, if you say, you know what, I don't like where I put these items, I want to take them down, you can right-click to put them back in the box, hold right-click to pick them all up, and then maybe we put them over here instead. You have to have a box to do this. If I set my box down or throw it, I can't move these anymore. I have to have a box to move them. The box has to be empty or contain the same product, and it has to be the same size as the item. So you might need different types of boxes if you want to move things around. Now, honestly, though, even though I said all that, I'm not going to actually keep this box for the moment because I'm not going to move my stuff around. I'm not worried about that right now. It's just something I thought I'd explain. Now, once you're done, you want to put your box into the trash can by just left-clicking on it, and you recycle it. And then we're going to open up this one. By the way, you could just walk through the people. It doesn't matter. There's no collision. I'm going to open up my oil, and I'm going to put it next to the pasta. You know, people might want to buy oil with their pasta, and I'm going to move this over here. And then I'm going to pick up the flour, and maybe they're doing some baking, so I'll put the flour below the oil right here. You see different size items stack up and onto the shelves in different ways. And here we go. And now I've got the bread, and I'll just put that right here. Generally, they come in a box based on how many can fit on one unit of shelving. And now I'm going to just run over and put this away. Okay, so once we have put our items in place, remember, you can put them however you want. It doesn't matter. There's a few things I should explain. Number one, as far as I can tell in this game, it does not matter if you put stuff on the bottom or the top. People don't care about where it is. It doesn't matter if your organization is thematic or makes any sense. You could have pasta up here and pasta over here. People would find it and not care. It matters more where you want to put things so you remember when you're restocking where they should go. And just how visually you like it. But as far as the customers are concerned, all they care about is the price and if the item is in stock or not. So once I have done this, the tutorial says in the upper left, set the price of the product. Now you see there's a tag that appears for whatever item is on the shelf, and that changes to reflect whatever item you have on the shelf. It will remember what was there even if it's empty, so you can see it visually to know what you should put there, or you could change it up, whatever you want to do. Now this number next to the bag of pasta, the 8, indicates there's 8 pasta here, and this will dynamically update to reflect how many items are on the shelf. Now the $sign is the price portion of the tag, and you see it's a slash. I haven't set the price, so I need to left click this to set the price. Now it's telling you right now my price per unit of pasta is 99 cents. So if I sell it for 99 cents, I don't make any money. Now the flashing market price is the key. This is kind of what people expect to pay for this. So if I set it for $3.12, that'll be a fair market price, and I will make a profit. Like I can just type this in right here. And you can use the numpad, by the way, to type in your price if you want. I like to do it all the time. And there we go. So now, if I set it at $3.12 and I left click on here, I'm not clicking OK, I'm just left clicking. It'll tell you in green, you're making $2.13 for every pasta you sell. That's pretty good, right? Now, in my experimenting, at first what I did was I undercut the market because I thought it would be important for competition. So far in the development of this game, you do not have to worry about competition at all. People just come into your shop and they're willing to buy. And I have found that as long as your markup is around 5% or less than the market price, you can sell the item. So I just do a little bit of rough math. 10% of $3.12 is around 31 cents. And then half of that is like 15 cents, rounding down. So if I wanted to, I could make this $3.27 and they would probably buy it and not complain about the price. They can complain if they think the price is too high, and it will make people not buy it. So you always have to watch out for that, but I think that this will be fine. Now, that being said, $3.27 is an odd number. So I've found when I'm running the cashier, I try to round everything to a 5, 10 or a 0, you know, in that place, so that making change is easier. So I'm going to sell it for $3.25. I'll make slightly more profit, and this should be okay. So with the bread, I'm going to click on this, and the market price is $3.96. Right away, you're going to notice different items have different markups, and there might be a bigger profit margin for some items, but some items sell faster than others, and each day there will be fluctuation in the market that kind of tells you, like, this price went up or this price went down, and you will have to adjust your prices accordingly. So right now, bread is a good seller, $3.96. And if I want, I'm just going to, add a little bit to this. 10% would be about 40 cents, and 20% would be like 20 cents. So I could maybe sell it for, $3.15, but I'm just going to sell it for, or I'm sorry, $4.15. I'm going to sell it for $4.10. Now, however you want to set the price is up to you. If you set it for the market price, then you're never going to have any problems. You're going to be fine. But I like to try to make a little bit extra money. And I'm going to say, okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the flour, $3.71. All right, so let's just boost this up to, I think I can get to $3.85 just fine for the flour. Again, I'm just trying to make it a nice price for myself. Ooh, this marks up really well. So I'm going to sell this for $4.70. Okay. So if you look at each item, you see I've got a $3.20 profit on oil, $3.06 here, $3.11 here, and $2.26 here. So currently, oil is the best markup. So that seems like it might be the best, but you'll see as you play which items people buy with greater regularity. Now, I've set all the prices, so it's time to open the store. So you click on your sign that says closed, you left-click it to open up the store, and now people can come in, and this guy's coming in right away. And so you're going to watch him. I'm going to get behind the cash register. He's going to pick up some stuff, and he's coming over here. So now you need to left-click on the counter, and then click on each item to scan it. And then he gives you the payment, and you click on the money. He's going to either give you a credit card or some cash, and then the cash register opens, and it tells you how much change to give. And all you have to do is just left-click on the area of the cash register that you want. So I'm going to use 50 cents, 25 cents, 10 cents, and 5 cents. And then once you've given enough, it will turn green, and then you can push spacebar. Now, if you want to right-click, you can bring the money back if you give the wrong denomination. I'm just going to push spacebar because people are queuing up. I'm going to give him this. He wants to pay with a credit card, so that means I have to click the credit card reader and type in, you could see the total, $4.10, and then push enter. Boom. He wants bread as well, and he's paying with credit card, so we know it's $4.10. Always watch your customers above their head, because if they have feedback, it will appear above their head. And we've got some money here. We need 20 cents as change. Here you go. And he wants oil. Okay. $4.70. So you see we're getting 5 store points per customer, and we've already made up to $30. I'm pushing escape to go outside of the checkout line. You can push E to close the checkout if you want. If you have multiple lines, it's very useful. But right now it's open. I'm going to run over here, and I'm going to buy some stuff. I'm going to actually buy powdered sugar. And do I need to buy anything else? Is anything running out over there? No, I think this is fine. I'm actually, though, not going to order the powdered sugar because it's $2 in shipping. And if I order one more item, I think I can still get it for $2 in shipping. So I'm going to wait a bit until I get enough money to buy something else. So what you're kind of doing on your first day, you don't have any options. I'm going to click on these 2 items and do this and ring them out. First of all, there's some things we need to know about the customers. Number one, they don't typically care that I have seen how long you make them wait. So you aren't under major duress for serving them. However, if there's no space in the line, they might pace around and they might leave your shop. And so you want to facilitate things. But even then, they're usually really patient. This person paid with exact change, so you just push spacebar. And they want some flour, and we need to give them $16.15 and change. You have unlimited change. So even if somebody comes in and buys one pasta with a $100 bill, it's okay because you have unlimited change. So don't even worry about it. Now you see the time is moving in the upper right. It's actually going by pretty fast now that we've opened the shop. It's 12 in the afternoon. And our current objective is just to perform checkouts. So we're just doing this to get practice at checking people out. And people will come in sporadically throughout the day. And they might not complain up front about our inventory because we're just opening up. $8.55. Sure, buddy. You can use the mouse, by the way, to do the keypad. I just like to use the numpad on my keyboard. Feels like I'm really at a cash register. 205. Boom. Now, you can give people more, or try to, than the money, but it usually gives you a warning, and then you cannot... I don't think it'll let you shortchange people. They'll get upset if you do. So don't do that. Always wait till it's green, give them the right amount, and look at this. We're actually almost about to level up our store. And I think I can go over here, and I can add some cereal. Yep. I'm going to order both of these items. And I have $25 left over. I'm going to just get out the cereal, and I'm going to put it right here on the shelf. And I'm going to run over and throw this away. And then I'm going to put the powdered sugar right below it. And I'm going to run over here. Now I need to set the price for these items before people buy it. And I'm going to say, okay, $5.98. Let's just say $6.20. And then this powdered sugar, let's go ahead and just make it $5 even. That's not a huge markup, but it should be good. Left click on the cash register to get all these items. And he wants to pay here. We've got store level 2. And now you can see people are buying our celery. Now we're out of pasta, so that could be a problem. If a customer is waiting and you're not manning the checkout station, it does give you an indicator telling you, hey, somebody's waiting. There we go, $3.80 and powdered sugar and $5. Sure, buddy. All right. So I'm going to go and I'm going to buy some flour and I'm going to buy some pasta to just restock. Now here's something else. I'm going to restock the flour, but you see I don't have enough room. Now I can just put it on another shelf, like below it, and immediately the game knows how much I'm selling flour for, and it puts a tag there, and I'm selling it. However, I can also, if I like, let me put some pasta out, just store a box right here. Let me ring this lady out before I explain this. And she wants 2 powdered sugar. Here you go. So you can store boxes in your shop with extra inventory, but it's generally better, if possible, to put them out on the shelf so people can buy them. All right. And she wants 1 oil. No problem. It's starting to get dark, so I'm going to turn on the light. And you can see they're ringing stuff out. You can watch them. Hi, how are you? And she wants some oil and bread. Ring her out. And $1.20. Sure. This is why you want to make everything round. You don't want to deal with pennies ever. Unless you're trying to min-max and squeeze out the the most money and you don't care about the change. That's up to you. You have a 50-cent piece in your drawer, by the way, which is unusual if you're an American player to see that many 50-cent pieces, but it's actually really convenient to have it. Exact change. Thank you so much. All right. So every once in a while, check what you're running low on. Oil. Powdered sugar. I'm going to order some. Oil. Powdered sugar. Get it? It comes immediately right here. And we could just throw some powdered sugar here. And down here. So you can see it's getting pretty late. This guy wants some cereal for tonight. Okay, buddy. 12:40. There you go. By the way, you can just type 12.4 and enter as a shortcut if you're using the numpad. All right. This guy wants a few things and exact change. We love you. Now it's 9 p.m. At this point, the store's time will freeze. You can choose whenever you want to close your shop. I'm okay with it being open right now, but the only issue you might run into if you keep it open for longer is that you could run out of stuff and you can't order anything after 9 p.m. 1590, boom. All right, we did it. And they want us to turn on the lights, which we did. I'm going to close the shop, because I don't want anyone else coming in. And the next objective is to purchase the product license using the computer. So I'm going to click on the computer and show you that if I go out of the market into management to licenses, the first product license we looked at is $200 in store level 3. So we need more money and we need our store level to be higher. Now, something I like to do at the end of the day is just check my inventory. I only have 6 items that I can sell. You can go hog wild and buy a bunch and just fill up your shelves with all of the items if you want. That's fine. It means you have to stock less frequently. But as we get more items and shelf space becomes a premium, you're probably only going to want to dedicate 1 or maybe 2 spots to items depending on the frequency with which they sell. What I do is I look at what I've got and just start queuing up what I want for tomorrow. So at the market, like I know I'm going to need bread. I'm going to put some in the cart. I can't buy it now, but it will save the cart for the next day. I'm going to want some more pasta, some more flour, and some more cereal. And then this is going to be $62. I'm only going to buy this, and I'm going to leave it here. I could easily buy enough to fill my shelves if I want, but I want to kind of save some money back so we can get a new license and start selling some different products. So now I have my cart all queued up, and it says at the bottom and center of the screen, press enter to finish today. So I will, and it tells you your statistics. We had 25 satisfied customers. That means that they didn't come in looking for something that we didn't have in stock. There was nothing that they found was too expensive, and we didn't shortchange anybody. So that was good. We got 145 store points. Our income was a net of $65. So you could see how much money we made, how much the supply cost was, and that was just basically buying items for our shelves. And once you're ready, you can just click start the next day, and it says you'll receive daily bills starting today. Make sure to pay the bills using your computer before their due date, or they'll be paid automatically. The more electrical devices, the more expensive the bills. So the more things you put in, the more the prices will go up. That's refrigerators, I think that's lights as well, cashier stations, etc. So now we're in the start of day 2. But remember, time does not move until we decide to open the store. So we can rearrange our store, we can restock, we can buy stuff, fill the shelves up if we want, we can pay our bills, etc. And we will get into doing more of that next time. Everyone, I just wanted to walk us through the first day, and this is going to be a tutorial guide series where we're going to go through several days showcasing more and more content of Supermarket Simulator so you can really feel at home and understand all of the things that you can do, some hidden things that aren't as clear, some general tips and advice so that you can be running your operation nice and smoothly and enjoying this fantastic game. If you have any questions, please post those in the comments below, and if you are a Supermarket Simulator player and you've got some tips you want to share for new players that aren't spoilery but would just help new players get into the game and you want to share those below, I'd really appreciate that. That'd be fantastic. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Take care.